Have you ever wondered why some people keep facing the same struggles over and over, no matter what they do? What if I told you? It's not just coincidence, it's the universe holding up a mirror, reflecting their own behavior back to them. And if you watch closely till the very end of this video, you'll finally understand how every action, every thought, every choice is shaping the reality around them, and maybe even your own life. The universe operates in ways far beyond our conscious understanding, reflecting the energy, intention, and behavior that each individual projects into it, and what most fail to grasp is that every thought, emotion, and action sends out a vibration, a signal that the universe cannot ignore, so it responds in kind, mirroring back exactly what has been sown, whether consciously or unconsciously. This is why people often feel that life is unfair, that circumstances are conspiring against them, or that certain situations keep repeating themselves, yet what is actually occurring is a divine reflection of their inner world, their beliefs, their patterns, their choices, and their true character, and this mirroring is impartial, it is not selective, it does not judge, it simply shows back the energy that has been consistently expressed over time. So when someone is dishonest, manipulative, or unkind, the universe has a way of presenting them with circumstances, people, and consequences that reflect those same qualities, often in ways that they do not anticipate, and when someone is generous, compassionate, or loving, those same energies will return, sometimes multiplied in unexpected ways, because the universe always seeks equilibrium and balance, and in doing so, it creates a feedback loop, an invisible but undeniable system where what you put out is exactly what comes back. Which is why personal responsibility is paramount, because blaming external circumstances ignores the fundamental truth that our outer world is a mirror of our inner world, and the more aware someone becomes of this principle, the more empowered they are to change, grow, and redirect their life toward alignment with their higher self, and this process is rarely immediate, it unfolds gradually, often with subtle nudges, signs, synchronicities, and repeated patterns until the person finally acknowledges the reflection being presented to them, and those who resist, who continue to act out of ego, fear, or ignorance, often encounter increasingly intense reflections, sometimes in the form of loss, disappointment, conflict, or hardship, as the universe simply mirrors their inner state with relentless honesty, and those who embrace self-awareness, who choose integrity, kindness, and love, begin to notice doors opening, opportunities manifesting, relationships improving, and a general sense of flow. As the universe rewards alignment with clarity and authenticity, and what is fascinating is that this mirroring does not only apply to actions but also to thoughts and emotions, meaning that negativity, resentment, and unhealed trauma generate experiences that reflect those vibrations, whereas positivity, gratitude, and emotional mastery attract corresponding experiences, and when people fail to understand this, they often attribute their successes or failures to luck, fate, or other people, when in reality, the universe is simply reflecting back what has been cultivated internally. And it is precise, it cannot be fooled, and even small inconsistencies in behavior or thought patterns are eventually mirrored back in ways that demand recognition and adjustment, and this is why personal growth, self-reflection, and conscious living are not optional for those seeking a fulfilling life, because the mirror the universe holds up cannot be ignored, it will continue to reflect, sometimes gently, sometimes harshly, depending on the individual's willingness to see and acknowledge themselves honestly. And for those who choose denial or avoidance, the universe escalates the lessons, presenting them in forms that cannot be overlooked, often bringing people or situations into their lives that highlight exactly what they have been projecting, whether it be selfishness, dishonesty, fear, or disconnection, and the more one resists, the louder the reflection becomes, until the person either awakens to the truth or continues to live in a cycle of repeated patterns, unaware that every hardship, challenge, or conflict is a mirror revealing their inner state, and this concept is not mystical or abstract, it is observable in daily life, in relationships, careers, health, finances, and even seemingly random encounters, because the energy we carry is contagious and magnetic, attracting experiences, people, and opportunities that resonate at the same frequency, and therefore, when someone experiences betrayal, deceit, or hostility, it is often a direct mirror of how they have interacted with others or how they have carried themselves energetically, and the universe does not punish or reward, it simply reflects, it provides the experience that matches the vibrational frequency being emitted, and understanding this principle empowers individuals to take full ownership of their lives, to pause, reflect, and consciously choose thoughts, emotions, and actions that align with the reality they wish to create, and the transformation occurs as they shift from unconscious patterns to deliberate, intentional living, realizing that the external world is not the cause but the mirror, the feedback, the reflection that guides them toward alignment, clarity, and truth, and once this awareness is internalized, every relationship, encounter, and event becomes a teacher, a reflection that provides insight into one's true self, revealing strengths, weaknesses, hidden beliefs, and unresolved wounds. And through this awareness, one begins to consciously reprogram behavior, thoughts, and reactions, knowing that every positive choice strengthens the reflection and every negative choice manifests challenges, and as the mirror continues to function, the universe becomes an unwavering guide, revealing patterns that may have been invisible before, bringing forward people and circumstances that are a direct response to the energy one consistently carries, and this is why self-development, mindfulness, meditation, and emotional intelligence are critical, because the clearer, calmer, and more aligned one becomes internally, the more harmonious the mirrored reality appears externally, and those who neglect this inner work often find themselves trapped in cycles of frustration, misunderstanding, and repeating mistakes, unable to see the connection between their inner state and external experiences. And the beauty of this universal mirror is that it is always available. It never sleeps, it never judges, it simply reflects back exactly what is there, like a perfect cosmic feedback system, always guiding, always teaching, always revealing, and for those willing to face themselves honestly, to acknowledge shadows, fears, and imperfections, the universe provides infinite opportunities for growth, healing, and manifestation, because the mirror responds not to what one wishes to be true but to what is actually true inside, and over time, consistent awareness and conscious action allow the mirror to reflect more desirable circumstances, deeper relationships, and authentic alignment with purpose, demonstrating that the key to transforming reality lies within, that the external world is a canvas painted by the energy one projects, and the universe, as a perfect mirror, simply displays the masterpiece or reflection of what has been created internally, and this process is ongoing, infinite, and deeply personal, ensuring that no lesson is wasted, no behavior unnoticed, and no energy unreturned, and understanding this principle is the foundation for mastery over life, because the universe is not random, it is responsive, intelligent, and precise, and it offers a mirror to anyone willing to look deeply, accept responsibility, and consciously create, knowing that every smile, every act of kindness, every choice rooted in love will be mirrored back, just as every lie, every act of harm, and every negative vibration will inevitably return, and as this understanding deepens, individuals begin to navigate life with clarity, intention, and grace, knowing that the universe is not an opponent but an ally, providing an honest reflection of one's energetic state, and in that reflection lies infinite opportunity, infinite growth, and the undeniable truth that what one sees outside is always, without exception, a mirror of what exists within. As the universe mirrors behavior back to individuals, it does so with perfect accuracy, reflecting not only the actions but also the intentions, thoughts, and emotions that lie beneath the surface, and many fail to recognize that even subtle energy, unspoken words, and suppressed feelings are detected and returned in some form, because the cosmos is sensitive to the vibrational frequency of the soul, and no matter how much someone tries to disguise, manipulate, or control their external circumstances, the internal reality will always find a way to manifest externally, often in ways that are unavoidable. Unavoidable because the universe functions as an honest mirror, one that does not negotiate, excuse, or pretend. It simply shows what is there, and this is why patterns repeat, why relationships seem to test the same themes over and over, why financial, health, or emotional challenges appear in cycles, because the energy being sent into the universe is persistent, and until it is consciously addressed, the reflection will continue, often escalating in intensity, until recognition occurs. And recognition is the first step toward transformation, for once someone sees the reflection, acknowledges it without judgment, and accepts responsibility, they gain the power to consciously alter the trajectory of their life, and this is where the distinction between reactive living and intentional living becomes clear, because those who react unconsciously continue to generate the same frequencies, thereby attracting the same mirrored experiences, whereas those who pause, observe, and choose intentionally can begin to shift the reflection, to change the mirror by changing themselves, and this process is not instantaneous, it requires patience, persistence, and unwavering honesty, for the universe's mirror is impartial and unyielding, reflecting every hidden bias, fear, resentment, and unresolved trauma, and when these shadows are illuminated, the person has the choice to confront them, heal them, and consciously replace them with energy aligned with growth, love, and higher purpose. And it is through this work that the mirror gradually shifts from showing conflict and limitation to revealing harmony, abundance, and authentic connection, and it is important to understand that the universe's reflection is not punishment but guidance, a neutral display of cause and effect, and those who resist the reflection often experience it more dramatically, encountering situations that they cannot ignore, because the universe does not compromise on truth, and the more one resists, the louder, more insistent, and unavoidable the reflection becomes, sometimes taking the form of failed relationships, broken trust, lost opportunities, or even personal crises, and yet these are not random misfortunes, they are clear mirrors, showing exactly what has been projected, and the deeper one dives into self-awareness, the more apparent this principle becomes, revealing that everything in life is interconnected, that energy flows in a constant cycle of giving and receiving, sending and returning, and that mastery over one's life comes from mastering one's energy, for when thoughts, emotions, and actions are aligned with integrity, authenticity, and compassion, the mirror reflects back abundance, clarity, and empowerment, and this is why mindfulness, meditation, self-reflection, and conscious emotional management are critical practices, because they allow individuals to observe what is being mirrored, understand the origin of the reflection, and actively choose to alter their vibrational output, and in doing so, they change the mirrored reality, demonstrating that transformation begins within, that the external world is not the source of the problem but the reflection of what has not yet been healed or aligned internally, and as this awareness deepens, individuals begin to notice patterns in others, recognizing that the behavior they perceive in people around them often reflects aspects of themselves, whether it be fear, anger, judgment, or love, and by observing without attachment, without blame, they can use the mirror to gain insight, clarity, and understanding for every conflict, challenge, or tension experienced externally is an opportunity to examine, refine, and elevate the internal state, and the universe rewards this work by gradually aligning circumstances, relationships, and opportunities in accordance with the transformed internal energy, and it is in this way that the mirror operates not as a static reflection but as a dynamic, interactive system, responsive to every shift in consciousness, every choice made with awareness, and every decision rooted in authenticity, and those who understand this principle move through life with a profound sense of agency, realizing that they are not at the mercy of luck, chance, or the actions of others, but rather they are co-creators, continuously shaping the reflection that the universe presents, and this realization brings empowerment, responsibility, and freedom, because it eliminates the illusion of victimhood, showing that life's outcomes are the direct result of the energy one projects, and once internal alignment is achieved, the mirror begins to display a life of clarity, abundance, peace, and harmonious connections, yet this is an ongoing process, because the universe will always mirror whatever is present, including hidden fears, unhealed emotions, or unconscious patterns, and the challenge, the beauty, and the opportunity lie in continual awareness, conscious correction, and deliberate creation. Knowing that every thought, every action, every emotional response is a seed planted in the fabric of reality, and the universe, as the perfect mirror, will cultivate the garden exactly according to what has been sown, reflecting back with unerring precision, and as individuals learn to nurture seeds of love, truth, courage, and compassion within themselves, the mirror reflects back lives filled with meaningful relationships, aligned opportunities, authentic success, and deep fulfillment, demonstrating that the law of reflection is not a mystical concept but a practical, observable truth, a principle that governs the interaction between inner state and outer reality, showing that mastery of self, awareness of energy, and conscious alignment are the keys to creating a life in which the universe mirrors back the highest version of oneself, and those who neglect this inner work, who continue to project fear, resentment, dishonesty, or disconnection, inevitably find themselves facing the reflection with increasing intensity until the lesson is learned, for the mirror never lies, it never excuses, it never stops reflecting, and it will continue to hold up the reflection until the individual chooses to see clearly, take responsibility, and act in alignment with the truth of their highest self. As one delves deeper into the understanding that the universe mirrors behavior, it becomes evident that no interaction, no encounter, and no circumstance is random. For every experience is a reflection of internal energy, and even relationships serve as the most vivid mirrors, showing back the qualities, patterns, and beliefs that reside within. So when someone experiences conflict, misunderstanding, or disconnection with another person, it is often a precise reflection of unresolved issues, unhealed wounds, or hidden aspects within themselves, and this understanding transforms the way one navigates life, shifting perspective from blame toward observation, insight, and empowerment. Because the universe offers no punishment, only reflection, and the clarity comes when one accepts that what is seen outside is never truly separate from what exists inside, and by consistently observing the mirrored experiences, individuals gain a profound tool for self-growth, for each reflection offers an opportunity to recognize hidden fears, latent resentments, unacknowledged desires, or suppressed truths, and the process of acknowledging these internal states, embracing them without judgment, and consciously choosing to release or transform them is what shifts the reflection externally, gradually altering the mirrored reality in alignment with higher consciousness. And it is fascinating to witness how quickly life changes when internal shifts occur, how situations that once seemed impossible begin to resolve, how relationships that were strained begin to improve, and how opportunities that were previously blocked begin to appear, all because the internal energy has changed, demonstrating the principle that the universe's mirror is both exact and instantaneous in response to consistent vibrational change. And yet, this process requires deep awareness, because fleeting positive thoughts or occasional kind actions are insufficient to shift the mirror meaningfully, for the reflection responds to patterns, consistent energy, and the underlying state of being rather than superficial or temporary behaviors. And this is why personal development, meditation, emotional mastery, and conscious intention are essential, because they provide the tools to observe, understand, and shift one's energy reliably, creating a lasting change in what the universe reflects. And through this, individuals learn the art of conscious co-creation, understanding that their inner state is the canvas, and the universe is the brush that paints the reflection, responding faithfully to the vibrational frequency of every thought, feeling, and action. And it is in this co-creative process that the most profound lessons of life emerge, revealing that what appears to be external challenges are actually invitations to grow, to expand, and to elevate the inner self. And the moment someone fully embraces this principle, the fear of circumstances, of other people, or of uncontrollable events begins to dissolve, replaced by a sense of empowerment, responsibility, and clarity, because the recognition dawns that life is not happening to them, life is responding to them, and each reflection is a signpost, a guidepost, and a teacher, offering insight into the state of the soul and the energy being projected. And with continued awareness, the mirror becomes a trusted companion, an ever-present guide showing what is aligned and what is misaligned, what needs attention, and what is ready to be celebrated. And it is in the dance with this reflection that mastery of life unfolds, revealing the inseparable connection between the inner and outer worlds, and showing that personal power, freedom, and fulfillment are directly tied to the conscious management of energy, thoughts, and emotions, and this realization shifts priorities, behaviors, and decisions, because nothing in the external world is more important than the quality of energy one carries, for the universe responds not to intentions alone, but to the authentic vibration behind those intentions, and this is why authenticity, integrity, and alignment are critical, because they are the signals that shape the mirrored reality, ensuring that experiences, relationships, and opportunities correspond to the truth within. And as this understanding deepens, one begins to notice that the mirror is not only reflecting personal behavior but also the ripple effect it has on others, for the energy projected outward influences the energy of people, environments, and circumstances, which in turn reflects back in ways that reinforce the original vibration, creating a complex but precise system of cause and effect, reflection and response, teaching that energy is never lost, it is simply transformed and returned, and that the quality of life is directly proportional to the quality of energy one consistently maintains, and this explains why some people seem to attract chaos, conflict, or hardship while others attract harmony, abundance, and ease, because it is not luck or external factors but the mirrored reflection of their own internal state, and the key, therefore, is mastery over self, conscious choice, and deliberate cultivation of thoughts, emotions, and actions that align with the highest version of oneself. And as these choices compound over time, the reflection shifts dramatically, revealing lives filled with aligned relationships, fulfilling work, vibrant health, and a sense of purpose, and those who fail to recognize this principle often feel trapped in cycles of repetition, misunderstanding, or struggle, not realizing that the mirror is faithfully reflecting what is within, and that liberation, fulfillment, and growth are always available through conscious awareness, self-reflection, and energetic alignment, and in essence, the universe serves as both mirror and teacher, providing continuous feedback, guidance, and insight, urging individuals to become fully awake to their own energy, their own patterns, and the creative power they possess, and as the mirror becomes more consciously engaged, life transforms into a dynamic interplay between intention and reflection, between energy projected and energy returned. And it is in this flow that individuals discover the ultimate truth, that the universe is not separate, not random, not punitive, but a perfect reflection of the energy, consciousness, and behavior one consistently embodies, and once this is internalized, every moment becomes a choice, every interaction a mirror, and every experience an opportunity to refine, elevate, and align, demonstrating that the path to mastery, abundance, and fulfillment is not found in external pursuit but in internal transformation, because the universe is always responding, always reflecting, always showing exactly what is present within, and the depth of this understanding reveals that life is not about avoiding challenges, controlling circumstances, or changing others, but about becoming aware, taking responsibility, and consciously creating the energy that the mirror will faithfully return, and as this principle is lived, the universe ceases to feel like an adversary and instead becomes a faithful companion, a transparent guide, and a perfect reflection of the conscious, aligned, and empowered self.